Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel, Magnetize Official. Today, I'll be channeling the energies of both the divine feminine and divine masculine collectives. We're diving into the heart of these powerful connections, and I'm excited to see what messages come through for you today. To start, I'll be shuffling the energy oracle cards to tune into the collective energies and see what's calling for our attention. What do you need to know right now on your twin flame journey? As always, remember that when we talk about twin flames, we're not just referring to an external person. We each hold a balance of divine masculine and divine feminine energy within us. So, as I channel these messages, they could speak to someone outside of you, your twin flame perhaps, or they could be reflecting your inner world, your own energy. Listen closely to what resonates and take only what feels true for you. I channel many different energies, situations, and connections, but your intuition is your greatest guide. Trust it to lead you where you need to go. If you'd like me to focus specifically on your unique situation, don't forget to like the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. By liking and subscribing, you're not just showing support. You're creating a flow of energy that helps me tune into your personal energy more deeply, allowing me to bring through even more specific messages just for you. I'm also picking up on the name Katie and another name starting with the letter G. If these names resonate, they may be meaningful for someone tuning in today. When I get these specific details, like names, numbers, or dates, they're often meant for particular individuals. But always trust your own intuition as you interpret these messages. Your inner guidance will always lead you to what's meant for you. Let's dive in and see what the universe has for you today, especially if you're on a twin flame journey. The first card that's come through is one of my top 2 twin flame cards in the entire deck, the Magician and the Mirror, but it's in the reverse position. The number 35 or 53 might hold special significance for someone here today, so keep an eye on that. Along with this card, I'm also seeing the Earthed, Learning How to Be Human in the World, but Not of It card. There's a powerful message coming through for someone, and I can already feel the depth of the energy around it. I'm sensing that there's someone here right now who is feeling particularly isolated. If this resonates with you, you might be someone who is deeply spiritual, someone who has always felt a connection to higher realms, to energies beyond the physical world. But with that spiritual connection, you may have also experienced difficulty adjusting to the density of the 3D human experience. It's as if you've been carrying this high vibrational light, perhaps for the collective or the people around you, but finding it hard to fully integrate into earthly life. If this is speaking to you, you are likely someone who has always been highly sensitive, perhaps more than most. You've felt things deeply, seen things that others might not, and this sensitivity has often felt like both a gift and a challenge. Being so attuned to the higher energies and the spiritual realm, it can sometimes feel jarring to be in a physical body, navigating this human world. You might find yourself overwhelmed by the day-to-day experiences that others seem to take in stride. Things that are normal for some can feel heavy, draining, or even alienating for you. I'm picking up on this energy, and I want you to know that if you've ever felt like you don't quite fit in, or that your light doesn't belong in this dense world, you're not alone. I also want to pause and take a moment to say something very important. This is exactly why I'm here on this platform, doing these readings, sharing messages, and connecting with you all. If you're a highly spiritual, highly sensitive being, I want you to know that you are seen here. You are not alone in this journey. It's easy to feel isolated, especially when you're on a path that's different from those around you. But through these messages, I hope to create a space where you feel heard, where you know that your unique experience is valid, and where you can find understanding and connection. So, if any part of this message resonates with you, if you've been feeling isolated or struggling with being human, please don't hesitate to reach out. I invite you to connect with me and the beautiful souls in this community by leaving a comment or sharing your experience. You are part of a larger collective of individuals who are navigating similar experiences, and together we can build a space of support and love. You are not alone, and the energy here is meant to remind you of that truth. Let's take a deep breath and dive into the powerful energies that are coming through today. The next card that has shown up is the Great Severing, which carries with it intense Mars energy. This card represents anger, conflict, and ultimately the softening of all that tension into love. What stands out to me about this card is its connection to the third eye chakra, inviting you to open your mind and see things from a higher perspective. I'm sensing that many of you, especially those on a twin flame journey, may have recently experienced something that pushed you into a deeper kind of surrender. Perhaps life has thrown you a curveball, something unexpected, challenging, or even physically draining. It could be that you felt worn down, maybe even a bit sick or exhausted. Whatever it is, I'm picking up on this for someone listening right now. The Great Severing card carries an energy of life circumstances almost forcing you into surrender. It's as if you've been pushed to a point where the usual ways of taking action, striving, or pushing forward no longer feel like the right approach. Instead of relentlessly moving through life, trying to control every outcome, you're being guided into a space of pause and reflection. This is not about being stagnant. It's about being still enough to receive the guidance you need. With the action card appearing upright, I sense a recalibration of your energy. You've been in action mode for so long, perhaps even forcing things to fit, trying to make the pieces align. But now, the universe is asking you to slow down and first focus on the energy that's surrounding your situation. The universe is guiding you to allow your next steps to flow naturally rather than forcing them. You're being called to get into alignment first, and from that space of balance and surrender, action will be inspired. It's about moving with the flow of the universe rather than against it. This energy really feels like a deep healing of the divine feminine within you. There's something in your relationships, your work, or the very circumstances of your physical life that has pushed you to a point where you've realized, I can't control this. I can't force it into place. All I can do is surrender, trust, and let go. In this space of surrender, you remember your true power, your ability to shift energy, to mold it, to align with what feels authentic and true for you. The next card that's coming through is All Tied Up, appearing in the upright position. For many divine feminines tuning in, there's an energy here of feeling stuck or in limbo. It's as though something in your physical world feels stagnant, like you can't move forward, or you're caught in a waiting phase. This could relate to your relationships. Perhaps there's a situation in love or romance that feels like it's on pause, or maybe you're waiting for someone to take action, and you're not sure when or if that will happen. It could also be about your life path, your purpose, or something you're deeply passionate about, but you're unsure of how to move forward. It's almost as if you're feeling bound by circumstances, not knowing what your next step should be or how to break free from this feeling of being tied up. But here's the thing. This energy of feeling stuck is not a sign of failure. It's an invitation. It's an invitation to reflect, to breathe, and to release the pressure of forcing things. The universe is reminding you that sometimes the most powerful action is found in stillness and trust. It's about trusting that you're not meant to push or force your way out of this situation, but to allow your next steps to unfold naturally as you heal and realign. Take this time to reconnect with yourself, to rediscover your inner strength, and to allow the universe to guide you to the next chapter of your journey. Whatever is tied up in your world right now is not a permanent state. It's simply a phase that's teaching you the power of surrender, trust, and energetic alignment. So, take a moment to reflect. How can you release the need to control and allow the flow of life to guide you? What in your life feels tied up and needs your loving surrender to transform into the next step of your journey? You are supported in this process, and I am here with you as you walk this path. Trust that your divine feminine energy is healing and recalibrating in the most beautiful way, leading you to a place of true empowerment. If you're tuning into this reading right now, there's something about this situation that feels deeply stuck. It's almost as if there's an energy weighing down your progress, keeping you from moving forward in the way you want. But let's explore what's really happening beneath the surface, because I'm sensing a powerful shift that's taking place for you. What I'm picking up on is the healing of divine masculine energy, whether this is something happening internally within you or externally in your life. For some of you, this stuckness may be a direct reflection of your own internal masculine energy that's in the process of healing. This could represent a time where you're learning to build and nurture your sense of inner self-confidence and self-worth. You may be on a journey where you're starting to understand the power of setting healthy, strong boundaries in your life so that you can create the space you need to move forward with clarity, strength, and the respect you deserve. If this resonates with you, it's important to recognize that sometimes the external world needs to mirror our inner world before anything can change. This internal healing is crucial, and often it's something that needs to happen before the external situation can move forward. This stuck feeling might actually be a divine pause, giving you the time and space you need to realign with your own sense of power, so you can move forward with confidence when the time is right. For others of you, this feeling of being stuck may apply to an external situation that you're involved in, possibly with a divine masculine energy that you care deeply for, but you find yourself unable to push things forward in the physical realm. This could be a romantic partner, a twin flame, or even a significant person in your life. Despite the care and passion you feel for this person, there's an overwhelming sense that things are at a standstill. It's as if you're holding space, waiting for some shift or change, but it just doesn't seem to be happening. And here's the key message I'm receiving for you. This is not something you can control. Your intuition is already telling you that the time isn't right to take action in the physical world with this situation. Instead, you are being called to focus on your own new beginning. With the Sun card coming through, I see a beautiful, bright new chapter just ahead of you, one that is full of vitality, new opportunities, and clarity. This is a time when your spirit guides are urging you, divine feminine, to keep your focus on this fresh, exciting energy. While your heart may want to keep looking back at the stuck situation, it's important to recognize that you can't control another person's journey. You can't force a shift in their awakening process or their healing. I'm strongly picking up on a divine masculine who is currently going through an intense spiritual awakening, but there's a layer of denial here. He may be facing the consequences of past choices and being confronted with certain truths, things he's been avoiding or not fully acknowledging. It feels like the universe is showing him these harsh realities as a wake-up call, especially around karmic cycles and patterns that he's been stuck in for some time. These realities are coming to the forefront now, and while this is necessary for his growth, it's not something you can rush or force. His healing process, his awakening, these are things that are unfolding at their own pace, and while you may feel a strong desire to help, to guide, or to push things forward, the most empowering thing you can do right now is to focus on your own path, your own new beginning, and trust that this energy will eventually help him to awaken in his own time. In this moment, remember that you are not alone. The feeling of stuckness, while frustrating, is creating space for something bigger to unfold. Trust that as you focus on your own growth, your own clarity, and your own self-worth, everything will fall into place. By honoring your own journey, you are naturally aligning with the energy that is needed for both you and your divine masculine counterpart to heal, grow, and eventually come together in a way that feels right and aligned. For this divine masculine energy, I'm picking up on a deep sense of denial. Something about facing an undeniable truth has been resisted. But as this energy unfolds, it's clear that there's no escaping the reality of the situation. Meanwhile, divine feminine, you are being encouraged to fully embrace this new beginning, but not just any new beginning. You are being called to remain deeply connected to yourself, and at the core of this, the appreciation card has appeared. This card, a frequent visitor in divine feminine readings, speaks to a profound journey of self-love and self-appreciation. It's about finding and solidifying that sense of love within yourself, not relying on an external person, situation, or relationship to define or validate your worth. This is an important step in your evolution, divine feminine. You're being guided to anchor yourself in the love you carry for yourself, to recognize your own beauty, strength, and unique power. The more you practice this, the more you step into a space of inner peace and balance. No longer is your worth dependent on anyone or anything outside of you. Now let's tune in a bit deeper, especially for those of you listening who may be experiencing something on a much deeper energetic level. Specifically, I want to look at the root chakra for the divine feminine, and the temple path has come out in reverse. This is a powerful message that's been coming through for a few of you. Before recording this reading, I received a download, and I wasn't sure whether it was meant to come through today, but here it is. For some of you, the word violet is standing out, which could have personal significance for you. Here's the message I'm channeling. Many of you twin flames are going through something very unique right now. You might be feeling an intensified energetic transference between you and your twin flame. This can feel very strange, especially if you've been physically separated or out of communication. But I'm sensing that the emotional and physical energy between you both is running so strongly right now that you might even be experiencing shared physical symptoms, pain, discomfort, or illness, that don't feel like they're coming from your own body, but rather from your divine masculine counterpart. Divine feminine, if you've been feeling out of balance physically, perhaps experiencing unusual discomfort or even illness recently, and you intuitively sense that it's not originating from your own energy field, it's possible that you're picking up on your divine masculine's energy. This is happening because the bond between you two is so potent, and there's a deep, energetic exchange taking place, even if you're not in direct communication. You're not just experiencing your own feelings, you're feeling his too. It's important to take note of this and acknowledge that these physical sensations might not belong to you, but are a result of the powerful energetic connection between you and your twin. If you're feeling something intense or unfamiliar, check in with your body and notice if there's any connection to your divine masculine's own journey. Sometimes these physical experiences serve as reminders of the deep spiritual bond you share and the energy you're constantly exchanging, even when separated by distance or silence. So, Divine Feminine, stay grounded and connected to yourself through this process. Recognize that these sensations are not necessarily yours, but part of the energetic flow between you and your twin. As you continue to focus on self-love and self-appreciation, you are strengthening your own energy, which will help both you and your divine masculine move toward the healing and clarity needed for this new beginning. Keep trusting your intuition. It's guiding you every step of the way. The second message that came through strongly for me is for many twin flames, but specifically for the Divine Feminine, as I'm picking up on a significant energetic shift. Some of you may be experiencing what could be interpreted as psychic attacks at this time. Now, I want to make it very clear that when I mention psychic attacks, I'm not speaking from a place of fear. There is absolutely no need for fear, Divine Feminine. You are always divinely protected, and nothing can harm you when you stand firmly in your power. You can walk with your heart wide open and show up confidently and fearlessly, because you are shielded by divine love and light. I just want to affirm that truth for you. That being said, what I mean by psychic attacks is unconscious energy being projected back at you from the collective shadow. The collective shadow consists of all the unresolved, repressed, or denied energies within the collective consciousness that seek to manifest outwardly. When these energies are triggered, they can affect sensitive souls like you, Divine Feminine. You may feel these triggers in subtle but unmistakable ways that leave you feeling unsettled, disjointed, or just out of alignment with the peace and harmony you've worked so hard to cultivate. So, how do you know when this is happening? Well, if you've been feeling truly peaceful, abundant, and in your high vibrational state, but suddenly out of nowhere, you experience a wave of fear, anxiety, or panic, that's a big red flag. Or perhaps you've had vivid nightmares, experienced an unexplained dip in energy, or even started to feel physically sick or exhausted for no apparent reason. These types of shifts are often signs that energetic interference is at play, particularly if these sensations don't match your usual state of being. What's happening here is that your light has become so powerful that it's activating and triggering the collective shadow. When this happens, that unresolved energy from the collective can start projecting itself onto you. In a way, it's like your vibrant, high-vibe energy acts as a mirror, reflecting back the shadows that have yet to be healed. This is often why these uncomfortable feelings come up. But know that you are not doing anything wrong or out of alignment. In fact, you are doing exactly what you're meant to do, shining your light so brightly that it calls forth healing for others. You might also experience this energetic interference through interactions with others. For example, you might have a strange or unsettling interaction with a stranger, or even someone close to you that feels completely out of place with your energy. It might seem like someone's projection or unresolved energy is being directed at you, and you can feel it. Energetically speaking, it just doesn't fit with who you are or where you are in your spiritual journey. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I felt a strong pull to share this message, so if this resonates with you, feel free to let me know in the comments. I truly believe this message will help someone who might have been questioning these strange feelings. Looking deeper into the current energy for you, Divine Feminine, I'm seeing the Yin-Yang card in the reverse position, along with the Angel of Balance reversed and the Crown Chakra reversed. These cards indicate that some of you may be feeling a bit disconnected from those higher vibrational states of being. The states of peace, freedom, and joy that you've become accustomed to. Perhaps you felt a little out of sorts or unbalanced lately. This could be due to several factors, including the psychic attack energy I've mentioned, or it could even be related to your divine masculine counterpart sending you energetic transference that doesn't quite match the energy you've been carrying. If your divine masculine is going through an awakening or healing process, it's possible that his energy is unintentionally reaching you, pulling you into a space that feels ungrounded or out of alignment with your normal state. It's important to remember that this isn't necessarily your energy. It could be a mix of collective energy and the energetic transference between you and your divine masculine. Divine feminine. I want you to know that this is just a phase, a temporary moment where your light is shining so brightly that it's triggering not only collective energy, but also the healing process of your counterpart. This is a part of your growth, your journey, and your ability to hold space for others. So, trust in the process, stay grounded, and remember that your divine protection is always around you. These energies cannot defeat you. They are only here to help you evolve into an even stronger, more radiant version of yourself. The yin-yang card, showing up in the reverse position, suggests that your twin flame connection might be feeling heavy for you right now, divine feminine. Even if there's distance between you and your divine masculine in the 3D world, you might be feeling the weight of his struggles. There's an energetic exchange happening where his challenges are reaching you, and you may find yourself carrying some of that emotional burden, even from afar. It's as though the two of you are still deeply connected, and his energy is intertwined with yours, making it hard to fully shake off the impact of what he's going through. So, let's tap into the divine masculine's energy and see what's really going on with him in this moment. When we look at his current state, we see the Temple Path card again in the reverse position. Divine feminine, if you've been feeling a bit disconnected from your higher self, maybe you're not as grounded or spiritually centered as you normally are. That could be because your divine masculine is deeply grappling with his own sense of divinity. He's struggling internally with his spiritual truth, torn between his logical mind and the growing awareness of something greater than himself. He's at a crossroads where his ego is desperately trying to control everything, clinging to logic and reason. But his soul is beginning to awaken in a way that doesn't fit with his usual way of thinking. There's a part of him that's fighting the pull of his spiritual awakening because it defies everything he thought he knew to be true. But here's the thing. This internal battle is forcing him to face his ego, and that ego, with all its over-analysis and doubt, is being defeated. The result? A feeling of temporary hopelessness and confusion. He's standing at the edge of something big, but it doesn't make logical sense to him, and he's not sure how to navigate this new, uncertain path. He's feeling ungrounded, chaotic, and almost dismal at times, as though nothing feels stable or predictable. It's as if he's realizing that his old way of seeing the world is no longer serving him, and he has no idea how to step into the new, spiritual reality that's unfolding for him. That's where he's at right now, caught between what he thought was real and the soul deep, knowing that something much bigger is at play. Now let's dive into what your divine masculine might want to communicate in the midst of all this turmoil. I feel this deep desire to reach out, but also an awareness that any communication he sends your way must come from his heart, not from the ego, not from logic, but from a place of true soul connection. This is the core of the twin flame journey. It's about pushing us to confront and balance both our inner polarities, our divine masculine and divine feminine energies, so that we can become whole within ourselves. This inner union, what we call 5D union, is what creates the magnetic energy that ultimately draws us into union in the physical world. Your divine masculine is beginning to realize that this process of spiritual awakening is not about fighting or resisting what he feels. It's about surrendering to something higher, trusting the wisdom of his soul. And as he navigates this challenge, he's moving closer to a state of balance that will allow him to communicate from a place of love and authenticity. But for now, he's in the midst of it, feeling disoriented, uncertain, but also deeply transformative. It's all part of the process that will ultimately bring him closer to you in a more genuine, aligned way. So, Divine Feminine, as you feel his struggles, know that they are helping to shape a stronger, more authentic version of your Divine Masculine. Trust that this journey, though challenging, is leading both of you to the love and balance you've been waiting for. I'm hearing a message from the Divine Masculine. I'm having trouble sleeping, and you have my heart. The cards are speaking loud and clear, with rest and rejuvenation in the reverse, and the woman holding a heart in the upright position. There's this strong message coming through, and it's as if the Divine Masculine is telling you, Divine Feminine, that you are the one who holds his heart. You are the one he truly sees as his equal, his match. Even if, in the past, he found himself caught up in karmic relationships or situations, he always knew deep down that those connections never quite met him where he truly was. There was always something off, spiritually out of alignment. The truth is, he was subconsciously picking up on the disconnect, even if he wasn't fully aware of it. The relationships that seemed to make logical sense to his ego, those karmic entanglements, were often the result of codependency. They kept him trapped in cycles that weren't fulfilling his soul's needs. His mind, driven by logic and the need for external validation, would pull him back into those imbalanced situations. But now, his spiritual awakening is shifting everything. His ego and logic are no longer holding the power. They're being overpowered by the deeper truth of who he really is. This shift is propelling him, with you, Divine Feminine, into a new beginning. And when I say with you, I mean that on a soul level, spiritually and energetically. Of course, in the 3D world, you hold the power of free will. You get to decide how you move forward in your life, whether that's through communication, connection, or any other form of relationship with your twin flame. The choice is yours. But when I speak of your Divine Masculine following you into this new beginning, I mean that spiritually, he's aligning himself with this higher version of himself. He's on a journey to awaken fully to his soul's purpose and to become who he was always meant to be. This awakening is a process, one that's pulling him closer to his true self. And as he aligns with that version of himself, the energy between you both is aligning too. It's like a magnetic pull drawing him to you, not because of what you do or don't do, but because spiritually, he's remembering who he truly is. And that's a reflection of you, Divine Feminine. He's learning to see beyond the illusions that held him back, and in doing so, he's beginning to see you more clearly as the one who holds his heart. This journey, this awakening, may not be easy or quick, but it's bringing him back to you, not just in a physical sense, but in a way that aligns with the deepest truths of who you both are. And as he steps into this new beginning, know that your energy, your spiritual evolution, is guiding him. You are not only his match, you are the one who's helping him to remember and embrace his highest self. Keep shining, Divine Feminine. Your light is lighting the way. Right now, it feels like the Divine Masculine is undergoing a profound heart healing, especially as he processes deep grief and pain within his heart chakra. Divine Feminine, you may be feeling this energy shift as well. You could notice heightened emotions flowing through your heart center, or even physical sensations in your chest. While I always remind you to consult a doctor if you're feeling any physical discomfort, this could also be a powerful energetic shift within the Divine Masculine's heart space that you are tapping into. I hear him saying, I know I need to come back into balance spiritually and align with what I came here to do and be, something I've been blind to in the past. He's awakening to some very strong realizations that he can no longer ignore. These realizations are forcing him to face reality and leave behind any illusions that once held him back. At the core, there is a desire for peace, and he's only ever truly felt this peace in the presence of his Divine Feminine counterpart. I also see a man in a suit or tux, which might be a specific message for someone here. With strategy in the upright position, the Divine Masculine is saying, I'm making a plan to come towards you. But I know I must come forward with clarity, truth, and integrity if I am to be received. I want to be the one to give you the love, care, and support you deserve in the 3D world. However, with caring connections reversed, he understands that in order to offer you that love, he first must rebalance and realign himself. This journey of self-healing and growth is reflected in the magician in the mirror, in the reversed position. For now, though, I'm going to close this reading with one final card from the Rumi Oracle deck. The card that came through is 1, and it fell out in the reverse position. As soon as I saw this, I heard, although we are apart, spiritually we are one. I could feel the higher self of a Divine Masculine speaking this directly, someone who may be at a distance from the Divine Feminine, whether emotionally or physically in the 3D world. I'd like to read a message from the guidebook here. You must remember that you are a living heart, the dweller at the center between heaven and earth, star and soil, light and dark. This oracle comes to you with guidance. You shall manifest your destiny just as the acorn grows into the oak tree. You cannot be other than what you are, and as you accept this, life responds. It breathes and relaxes around you so that what you need can come to you more easily. It finds you drawn to the need in you that is natural and inviting, not a cause for anxiety or distress. What is desired and what fulfills that desire is one. They are lovers that come together naturally, even through darkness and confusion, drawn to each other, following the natural course of the universe to become one. There is a resolution and a perfect coming together of elements in your life that might have seemed disparate or in conflict. The coherence, the integration, the balance, and the coming together you seek is on your horizon, approaching you swiftly now. What a beautiful message of unity, balance, and divine integration. It feels like a perfect place to close today's reading. I truly hope something in this reading resonated with you, and if it did, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If this video spoke to your heart and you want more, show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to Magnetize Official. Share these messages with anyone who might need a little extra inspiration. Let's continue to spread love and light together. Thank you for being part of this journey.